markets where the sun's shining, where the wind's blowing. Oh, the humble opinion of this piano. Zamboni bringing the data. The FOMO index has dropped down to 75 from yesterday's 77. Bitcoin dominance 58.9%. 24-hour volume is 94 billion. The overall market cap 2.33 trillion. Give or take 100 million. Well, after a sleepy cool-off day, and while the ETF honeypot seemingly spent every dime they had on Bitcoin, the price tanked. But we talked about this, so it should have come as no surprise to anyone in this boutique community when Bitcoin price action, she had a little dump. So after a couple days of pomponeity, I'd be remiss to not point out some possible breather fib retracements. First being the 23.6% fib down at our channel support at 71.4. And if she's so darn tootin', perhaps we see the 38.2% fib throw its keys in the old fishbowl down at 70.5 Fibonacci retracements before we carry on with the bullish prowess would be firstly down at the 23.6% fib at 70K, a nice round psychological number which would make for a great support bounce, but if she's so darn tootin', I suppose we could see the 38.2% fib stamp the ticket back down at 69.4. Lord love a duck. She didn't do just that. After spending Wednesday asleep at the wheel, building out a textbook bull flag, everybody started to buy Bitcoin at the same time, sending the price into a free fall, crashing through our support, and the 20 moving average continuing down to find the bottom in a bounce, 68.8, and has recovered slightly to a time of production, 69.4, placing us in our old channel of monotony, a price point we haven't seen since way back on Monday morning. Now I'm not going to lay out any further continued bearish probabilities because the soul, well, she can't really take much more, but my heartbreakingly bullish outlook for the day would be for price action to hear that opening market bell and blast back up to the 38.2% fib, up at 70.5, then before it hawks back its weekend comatosia and remains stagnant for 48 hours, I'd like to see it retest this channel resistance up at 71.3, which is also the 23.6% fib and a Goliathinian upside of 3%. So it's not insanely out of range. Now over on the ding dong, you can see we also crashed through our channel support and into our old channel of eternal monotony, dropping a wick down to this chart's 61.8% fib, which I like because it tells us this downward move may have reset. It's the humble opinion of this piano that we desperately need to close today's candle up and over the 38.2% fib, which is also this channel support, now acting as resistance at 71K, or else the market may consider this week's pump an impotent show of bullish bark and no bite, and continued downside may be on the horizon. Quick look at the Wookiee. Sees we also dive bomb back into our channel of eternal monotony. Now, two things. If I say if we close at or above our current level, we will carve out a bullish engulfing candle, but it will be a B-side consolation losing engulfing candle, as it's also a shooting star candle telling us the bears are actually in control. What I'm hoping to see is a candle close at or above 69.7, which would put in a higher high from way back in June, which is a definite must in order to keep our bullish thesis intact. Failing that, and we'll probably be susceptible to more bearish pressure. My heartbreakingly bullish outlook would be to close Sunday's candle at or above 71.3, which would carve out the highest candle close in 8 months, which is again only a Goliathanastic 3% pump from here. And finally, if you like watching economic paint dry as much as I do, the monthly candle, she closed yesterday clocking in an 11% gain, making it the third best performing month of this epic chop suey channel. Two things here. We did close outside of our channel of descension, which is definitely a good signal, but we failed to carve out a higher high candle close, reinforcing the bear's thesis that we'll never get back up and over that price point due to the sellers aping in at that level. So was it a great month? Maybe. Was it all she's cracked up to be? Maybe not, but with kabuki theater and politique coming to its climactic end next week, all the hodler can do is buckle up and enjoy the show, because it's all just a show, don't you know? Would you look at that, my friends? The sun's up. It's another beautiful day here on planet Earth, a day none of us are guaranteed. We're not guaranteed these days, yet we're lucky enough to have them anyway. So get out there, knock 'em dead, and remember, we're playing the same game as our psychopathic elected lead. That's right, it's the long game. So zoom out and have a fantastic day. And we'll be going live right away, so grab yourself a coffee. Join me for a quick one, and it's Friday, so by all means, sing it out, won't you? I'll run the banks of boom to spang. Whoa. Ching.
Which is best for Bitcoin? A Trump win 63%, Kamala win 2%, doesn't matter 35%. Yes, I thought, maybe by now people know that I honestly don't care who wins. To me, it's like voting for some Muppets on like the Muppet Show. Like, who do you like better? This one. Why? Because it's cuter. Oh, this one's dumber or funnier. They're just all puppets. So at the end of the day, I care not for whoever wins. There are upsides. We will get to that in a second. Wick's wife says, congratulations on 12K. Yes, thank you very much, Wick's Wife's Fine 89. There it is, the E major 7th. Yeah, it's a little bit of a bittersweet, the 12K, because it's really Justin Timberlake live isolated videos that have got like 1,000 subs on it. So it's like, do I just become a Justin Timberlake live isolated singing short channel, or make 4-hour TA videos in the morning? But a sub's a sub. However, it doesn't really, the only reason I say it's bittersweet is that those subs don't really add to the overall growth of the Bitcoin aspect of the channel. It's not like they, watch the streams or the piano streams, but a sub. Thank you for the super chat, Wick's Wife. Much appreciated. It says Kamalo 2%, best for Bitcoin. I almost think, because it's like the contrarian psycho in me. It's like, if she wins, I actually think it might be better for Bitcoin. What's going on with this? This is all uneven. Let's go like that. There we go. It's still uneven. Let's go like this. There it is. Could be a little bigger. Yeah, there we go. It could be better for Bitcoin in the end. Misco, the Oprah Winfrey of this channel. He says 5 for Fry. Yeah. Thank you, Misco, for the 5 memberships. Keeping this ship a sail. That's why I'm always impressed when Duke gets that chord, because it's a weird one. Inverted E major 7th. I have to think about it. It just doesn't come naturally. Thank you very much, Mingo. That's my cat's name. Misco, for the 5 memberships. Keeping this little channel that could afloat. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. I feel like Kamal's win could, have a knee-jerk negative reaction in the market. Right. But I actually think it may be better for Bitcoin in the long run, just because Bitcoin loves government corruption, government incompetency, and economic calamity. And that would ensure happen underneath the same type of regime that we've seen for the 4 hours, for 4 years, based on the 4 years prior. And so Bitcoin is a nice reaction and a nice savior to any type of fear, any type of monetary debasement, inflation, etc. So I do think, although we might have a little bit of a knee-jerk downward turn overall, I think it might be even better. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, a Trump win would be an instant kind of, can't say that, would be an instant bonus for Bitcoin, I think. However, it could be a sell the news type of event. You never know with these. This Kabuki theater is just getting right out of hand. I don't know if I've ever witnessed such a, such a crazy election cycle. And it's not like I care more about it. So I guess maybe I'm just more in tune with it because it, politics does influence economics, and whoever is in charge of those big levers, inflation, debasement, right? Those big levers does have an effect on Bitcoin. And in the end, I would be, if I was an American, a one voter. What are they called? A one thing voter. To be Bitcoin. And to a certain degree, I would say, from what I've heard, and again, I don't single issue voter. That's there it is, Denny Kane. One issue, yeah. What I would I forgot what I was going to say now. I'm being inundated with one issues. I find that I'm big G money and so money. One issue voter. I would be a one issue voter based on Bitcoin. And from what I've seen between the rhetoric from this wing and then you go through the head of the bird and then that wing, is that this wing is, I don't know, slightly more bullish directly at Bitcoin because the word has been said a few times. So there is definitely a more bullish feel to Trump's side. I haven't noticed anything on the other side. Not one thing. I don't even think I've seen one article on it. So as a single issue voter, I would be going for that couple words that have been said. At the end of the day, 32% say it doesn't matter. And I tend to agree with that too, because you can't, even the dumbest politician and the dumbest regime and the dumbest presidential institution can't F with the inevitability of Bitcoin. It just can't. In fact, try as they might, and they will try to do, I would say that this side of the wing would probably do its darndest to not help, but that's how it would pan out. The harder you try, the harder it gets and the more valuable it gets, because it'll turn people on. Like, you see what's happened with the woke mob whenever they try to, at first, when the woke mob came out and all the strong silent types were just like, I'll let them have their fight. Yeah, good. And be the compassionate, silent, strong type. People would get canceled. They would, for whatever reason. It was maybe brand new. The Band-Aid was raw. The wound was raw. But now it does the opposite. The harder they try to cancel someone, people are like, well, why are they trying to cancel them? Whereas before, people didn't ask, right? They just said, what are we doing? We're canceling? Perfect. I need a good canceling. And now people are just like, well, why are they trying to cancel them? I got to find out before. So it's turned people into a little bit of some information gumshoes. Like, they need to get to the bottom of it before they even just blindly go along. And I like to think that at the end of the day, we are seeing the strong, silent, compassionate person that has been like letting the dummies fight. Like, you can fight it out, or come in. It's like, okay, enough. That is that's enough. Wick's wife, nothing in life is guaranteed except for taxes, Bitcoin, and yes, go woke, go broke. That's the exciting thing about that whole concept of go woke, go broke, because go woke was basically spearheaded by the DEI movement from BlackRock, because who actually is the government? BlackRock. That's why, again, it doesn't matter who wins, because the decision has already been made by the true government. The money power parasites have said that this is what's going to happen with Bitcoin. And not only are they gobbling up as much as they can, I feel like they don't want anyone to have it anymore. Because it's like one thing that kind of, I don't know if this pisses you guys off, but, I get over the counter. I get it. The OTC desks, I get it. But why don't they sell OTC? well, pianomattyb, they are. They're making a deal. So basically, it's like a broker. You have someone who wants to buy something, aka Bitcoin. He finds people that want to sell, and it's just kind of swished, almost like a wash trade of sorts. But it seems to me it doesn't really happen. I'm going to end this poll here. It's taking up too much real estate. It doesn't happen the other way. It's like when people sell, they tend to push the price down. What's going on here? Yeah, that's right. When people buy, when Michael Saylor buys, 12,000 Bitcoin, price goes down. When anyone sells anything, tank. So it's like, can we just if you're going to buy big, can you buy over the counter? If you're going to sell big, can you sell over the counter? It's almost like a sadomasochistic aspect to the sellers. It's like, you know what? I'm going to sell and I'm going to dump the market. Whereas the buyers are like, I'm going to buy big. I'm going to buy real big, bigger than anyone's probably ever bought. But I'm going to I'm going to buy over the counter because I don't want to really make a fuss. I don't want to, God forbid the price goes up. That'd be insane. You can see here on the file, we're almost at, we're at 7250. I got 3 numbers going on in my head here. Each chart says a different one. But at 7260, we're almost at the 38.2% fib at 70.5. This is where we this is for starters. For starters, where we want to be. It's looked like we wicked up there for a second. That's not bad. Just for starters. And you know what happens on Fridays. In like the summer bummer, the fall drawl, where price doesn't really move. Well, pianomattyb was over the 73. Yeah, I get about, on Friday's last bull run, 2020, 2021. The weekends were insane. The movement on, I don't know if you remember, but the movement on weekends was like radical swings. Usually to the upside, obviously. We don't see that. We don't see that right now. It's a little bit different. Maybe that's because the institutions are here and they buy during their 9:30 to 3:30, and then they helicopter to the Hamptons, right? So as soon as they're done with the business day Friday, helicopter to the Hamptons, no movement. Is basically just a dead, like you can see here, this was Wednesday. This was absolutely nothing. So wherever we get to today around, I don't know, 11 o'clock or a.m., that's where we're probably going to be till Sunday at 4, unless, and this is a true indicator of where we are in the bull market. When we start rocking and rolling on the weekends, you'll know we're in the bull market. The bull market, the banana, the parabolic exponential rise. That part is when we rock and roll on the weekends. Until then, we are really void of retail and all institutions, which is what we've all kind of assumed. We know that we are in the institutional bull run, what I like to call the bull run of bull runs. We may not see another bull run like this. However, we may not see retail. It depends. Like, it's always easy to say that now when we are void of retail. So it's just like when we're channeling and we're accumulating, we just think it's never going to go up, and in fact, it only goes down, right? But and then it pumps, and then everyone immediately gets bullish. Like, I mean, remember Monday, Tuesday? I remember Tuesday, I couldn't get out of my house. Like, I had things to do. If you can believe it, there's other things I have to do in life, but I couldn't because I was just watching the price. It just kept on going up, kept on going up. Squeaky McGee says, if the Jimmy is packed, we break all-time high next week. Empty, and we dip back below 70K. That's a good meter. Actually, the Jimmy is, to me, a great indicator of the economy, because I can take a lot from a busy night, both online and in person. Because when usually they're the same. You'll have like a slower night in front of us and a slower night online. And the slower night online is just probably a direct result of retail just not coming in. There's no new people, coming to this channel except for the Justin Timberlake live isolated vocal people who would probably never watch the piano stream. But I can tell, the buying power out front, the people aren't drinking that much. There's not, when they are there, they're not really partying as hard as they can. Here we go.
Guys, guess what?
What?
On Halloween, I got 21 votes for Donald Trump.
That's right. Every house he went
and
up.
most people didn't like me.
No, is that true? I thought that you were getting like a kick out of people not liking you. Like the more these people had a trouble with your costume, the happier it made you in a weird contrarian type of way. Is that true? Am I correct when I'm thinking that? Or did I lose you on that long one? Are you just looking at yourself pointing at the thing? Yeah, okay. Well, what are we going to do? Well, we have a super chat from Wick and 5 for 5 for Miskoa. I wonder if we can split the difference and do country roads. Okay.
I forgot it.
Almost heaven.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, shallow to the river. Life is old here, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia. Mountain mama, country wall, take me home.
Remember, you go into this F sharp. My baby likes the ball.
The baby wants a Birkin. She's been telling me all night long. Gasoline and groceries, the list goes on and on. 9 to 5 ain't working. Why the hell do I work so hard? Can't worry about my problems. I can take them when I'm gone. 1, here comes 2, another 3, to the 4. Till I bring them all around when you're plenty more. Sipping on the table, she only the dance floor. Oh my,